You've done everything right. You've been patient. You've been generous. You showed up when nobody else did. You gave them time, money, advice, or just a place to crash when their world fell apart. And somehow, you ended up being the problem. They don't thank you anymore. In fact, they seem annoyed by you. They pull away. They criticize your choices. If you've ever wondered why the person you saved is the one holding the knife, keep listening. This isn't abstract philosophy. This is happening to you right now, in relationships you're in, with people you see every day. And if you don't understand the invisible forces driving it, it will keep happening. You'll keep giving. They'll keep taking. And the invisible wall between you will just keep growing. If you've ever felt confused about why someone treated you so poorly after you gave them everything, that confusion isn't weakness. It's just the result of not having the right framework. That's what we're building today. Let's look at what actually happens when you help someone. Not the romantic version, the real version. When you give, you feel good. You feel useful. You feel strong. You are the provider. But turn that around for a moment. Apply that to them. When they receive, they feel something else entirely. Receiving help creates a debt, not a financial debt, an emotional debt. An emotional debt is a very heavy thing for the human ego to carry. Think about the last time you owed someone a massive favor. It sits in the back of your mind. It makes you feel slightly smaller than them. Every time you see them, there is an unspoken imbalance in the room. You are the one who needs. They are the one who provides. Most people cannot tolerate that feeling for long. It threatens how they see themselves. It makes them feel powerless and small. So their mind looks for a way out. They need to balance the scales, but they can't pay you back. They don't have the resources, the emotional maturity, or the strength to return the favor. Since they cannot elevate themselves to your level, they only have one option left. They have to drag you down to theirs. They start finding flaws in how you help them. You didn't do it right. You did it for selfish reasons. You're just trying to control their life. Think about the person doing this to you right now. They rewrite the history of the relationship so they don't have to look like the dependent one. They turn you from a savior into an oppressor, because fighting an oppressor feels honorable. Depending on a savior feels weak. Friedrich Nietzsche spent years trying to understand why this happens. He noticed that people who lack power rarely respond to charity with gratitude. Instead, they respond with a quiet, venomous hostility. He called this resentment, not just regular jealousy, something much deeper. Resentment is what happens when someone feels inferior, cannot fix it, and so they learn to hate the person who makes them feel that way. They hate the mirror. And right now, whether you want to be or not, you are the mirror. Your generosity is a constant reminder of their inadequacy. Every time you pay the bill, every time you fix their problem, every time you clean up their mess, you are accidentally reminding them that they cannot do it themselves. You become a walking, breathing symbol of everything they have failed to achieve. Which brings us to something very uncomfortable. You think your giving is a sign of your goodness. You think your endless patience proves your loyalty. But here is the truth. The more you give to someone who cannot return it, the more you are quietly destroying them. You are stripping away their agency. You are confirming their weakness. Their ingratitude isn't a sign that they are evil. It is a desperate, ugly attempt to save their own dignity. They have to make you the villain, because if you aren't the villain, then they are just a failure, and the human ego will burn a friendship to the ground long before it admits failure. This is why Nietzsche strongly warned against pity. He saw pity not as a virtue, but as a subtle form of arrogance. When you constantly save someone, you are placing yourself above them. You are playing God in their life, and nobody loves the God that reminds them they are small. Pity doesn't elevate the sufferer. It only elevates the person doing the pitying. So, what do? You stop. You let them fall. You let them feel the rough edges of their own life. The kindest thing you can do for someone is sometimes to step back and let them fail, because solving their problem is robbing them of the exact struggle they need to actually grow up. If you keep shielding them from reality, you are no longer helping. You are just funding their weakness, and they will punish you for it. They will punish you for making them need you. There was a version of you before this person who didn't question yourself this much. You can get back to that version, but it requires accepting a truth that hurts. You cannot buy loyalty with favors. You cannot save people from themselves. The next time you feel the urge to step in, to fix it, to pay the debt, to save the day, pause. Let the silence hang. Let them figure it out on their own. You've spent years waiting for them to change, to finally see what you did, to appreciate you. They won't. They never were going to. And somewhere, you always knew.